Bud, you right? Hello, all good, thank you. And you? Good. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, I'm so glad we're starting. I know we're only off like, well, 2 weeks, like, and we did races in between, but it still like seems like forever. um, yeah, it was. Yeah, they were good races. Enjoyed them. Um, I think it's working because your name's coming up on my screen as chatting, so I think it's working. Um, ah, okay. Yeah, I'm just going on it. Okay. No worries. I'm just sharing the stream about a minute. Oh, Spreader says you're not qualifying then. Yeah, isn't it? Well, you want about Spreader? Ridiculous. Oh, why not? It's ridiculous. Just a sec. You included your audio. You're coming up as talking on my screen, like when you're saying something. Um, hang on. Right, there we are. I've shared it all about. Mm, I think so. Let me just have a gander here and switch to. No, don't want to switch to game chat. Um, Definitely not muted or anything like that. Um, what about on the actual share, capture and share? Twitch has changed now. You've got to stream it now through your capture and share button instead of the app, I think. Um, Audio, party audio is definitely on. Um, no, I don't know. Yeah, yeah, you definitely are. I was just keeping a listen out. You're definitely not coming through. I don't know what else it could possibly be. Say party audio's on. There's nothing else there that could possibly be anything to do with it. There's nothing else in any of that. So what about the party options? Um, I don't know. I had party. Oh, that's just party over there. Okay, that's nothing to do with it. Just a game chat. Audio settings. So to be honest, mate, I can't see anything. Okay. I wonder if it's nah. Maybe I'll have to look it up and see if there's because something's clearly happened while they've been doing this switch over and that. Yeah, it might be. Yeah, it seems they've made changes to it. Perhaps I need an update on it or something. I don't know. Um, yeah, yeah, I'll go through a few of them and. Well, no, won't work, will it? All right then, Greza. Well, thanks anyway, buddy. But good luck in the racing that. Yeah. Right, guys. Yeah, sorry about that. Grezza tried joining. For some reason, even though he's clicked to include his audios, and I've checked all my settings and all that sort of thing, and everything's set up correctly. It's just not coming through on the actual stream. So, Twitch have done a lot of changes recently. So I wonder if I need to uninstall and reinstall it, possibly. So I'm obviously not going to do that now because we're into qualifying one, but that's ready for my next stream. I'll do that and see if it works, which will be on Sunday. Right, we're on board, or not on board, but we're watching Robbo at the moment. I'm not entirely sure who got out first. We'll just stick with Robbo as he's just started a lap. Dark Mark just managed to wake up in time to join the lobby with us. Good start to the season. Nothing like driving a Formula 1 car to wake you up though, Dark Mark. So, I'm sure you'll be alright. Anyway, obviously we are here for a brand new season. We're starting the season at Bahrain, which I think is always the correct thing to do. It's a brilliant track. I know not all the drivers enjoy Bahrain, but it's, in terms of for us guys to watch, it's always a really good race around here. So, and it usually is if you're driving two, as long as everybody avoids each other at turn 1 or through turn 1, 2 and 3, isn't it really? And turn 4 a bit as well. Pretty much the first sector basically. If everybody avoids each other on that first one, you normally end up with a really good race from there. Strategy certainly plays a part around there. There are different strategies here, but the most common one would be to go medium to hard or hard to medium. I think the general preferred method in all the races at the moment is to start on the hards and go to switch to mediums, but whichever way you do it, there's a risk of safety cars ruining your strategy. So Robbo anyway manages a 130.3. We've got some others. Cami has managed a 28.9, 29.2 for Josh. I've forgotten Josh was with us, actually. Perhaps he should have been in some of the predictions that we're going to go through in a bit. Shrek P4 at the moment. Davis 29.4, Shrek 29.5. Ollie on a 29.6. Frozen 30.2, 30.3 for Robbo. 31.6 for Gumba, and I will assume that Dodie's time wasn't a proper time. As Dark Lord heads for the line. Across he comes. And goes into P6 on a 30.2, just ahead of Frozen. See if that Alfa Romeo is someone completing a lap. Second. It's Atkins about to start a flying lap actually, so let's stay with him. Haven't even set your rig up, oh dear. Okay. Oh, I've just been invited to play F1, look, by I'm a knob, apparently. I don't know if you guys can see the invitation come up on the stream or whether it's only me I can see that. But, I'm already on F1, dude. So, Atkins, let's change the camera and go. Particularly for qualifying, I think this camera is the better one, generally. It's a little moment off track. It's not invalidated this time, so he may continue, or he may switch his energy off if he's got enough fuel to complete another lap. You need a lot of energy for a proper run around here at Bahrain, so we'll need to gain some. He's definitely switched it off because he's gaining a bit of energy down the straight there, so definitely switched off. Let's move. Start Lord cruising back to the pits. It's an Alpha Tauri just coming up to the end of sector 2, which is Grezza. He's in his car now. I'd say he's on an out lapping away. There's the Merc. Kaka. 3/4 of a second down. Sets of 2. So Jala's on an outlap. There's the Ferrari. There only appears to be one Ferrari, which is... Oh no, my apologies, no it's not. I was going to say which is operated, but the D is in the Ferrari as well. I didn't actually see a split time then, so I didn't know if he was improving or not. Hey Davis, I hope you're well, my man. Going by the predictions, that I'm going to go through a few. But what I'll do is I'll do it between the sessions. We'll have a look at some of the predictions and I'll go through them with you. But going by those predictions, I think big things are expected of you this season, Mr. Davis. Jala Atkins on a lap. 1/2 a tenth down. He's just coming up to the end of sets of 2. Well, that's better, isn't it? Full second up. Yeah, no pressure. There's no pressure. Just keep it out your mind and just get on with it. 1:30.3 from Atkins, then goes 3.5 seconds quicker. That puts him into P9. Grez has gone up to P2, 29.2. We've got here then, this is Pajala on his first run of the evening. So, Pajala, you had a superb season last season, and I think was easily the most improved driver throughout the season last year. Or not last year, just last season. Ollie, you want to hear my top 5 prediction for the end of the season? Ooh. Top 5 is really difficult to do because as Pajala goes into P13, should see him safely through. Moment, some big names, Dark Mark, Spreader and Big D. Not got a lap on the board yet. Okay, they've still got 8 minutes to do it, so I'm sure they're going to be fine. Spreader is on an outlap. And coming through, who's at Alpha Tauri? Is that somebody on a lap? Tell you what, Ollie, I'll have a little think because it's really hard to do because you've got the likes of Greza, who we're actually looking at it here. He's on an in-lap in a way, actually, so let's come away from him. You know, if he races every race of the season, I think he'd be on for winning the championship, but he quite often chooses to go out and get drunk instead, you see. So, there is, we're talking about him, here he is, man of the moment, Davis. 1:29.457, has him in P4 at the minute. I'll go for the ones that we're expecting to be here on a weekly basis then. I think, as I said in the Discord around, I think the prediction for the championship this season is Kamarov. His pace towards the end of last season was looking pretty special. Just got to see through the races through without incident, basically. That's the only thing. But certainly looks like he's got the pace. Spreader, I think, will be the title contender, and I think the championship is going to come to between those two. Although Josh Godwin is certainly going to have a chance to mix it up with that, so I think he would be my P3 if he's driving every week. Then it's so hard to call from your next lot. Dark Mark, if he's here every week, could be right up there. Yourself, Ollie, has always got a chance of doing well in a title like this. Let's not rule out. Well, Big D, I think as well. I think he's probably going to be just on the outskirts there of a 4th or 5th. So yeah, I think I'd go Big D and to be honest, I think you could toss a coin between yourself, Ollie. Shrek might have something to say. He might be able to break into the top 5. Is he on a lap here? I mean, it's so hard to call, in all fairness. Frozen's got the pace as well well, not just the pace, but Frozen's got the consistency to maybe jump into a top 5 come the end of the season. Yeah, I think Shrek was on the lap then. What else we got? Yeah, Gumba's improved his time since last time we saw, so 1:30.5 now. Good, operator on a 31.2. I have to get used to the cars again, I know. It feels strange seeing an operator in a Ferrari. So used to him in last season's car in the AlphaTauri. At the final corner then, heads to the line, opens up the DRS. And improves one place. He goes back ahead of Gumba, which could be important. I think the drivers in trouble at the moment, for me, are probably Pajala and Gordy Kaka. So, I'm certainly capable of improving. Yeah, so I'll make a final choice then. My top 5 prediction, Ollie, is going to be Kamarov. This is for the end of the season, by the way. So Kamarov, Master Spread, Josh, Big D, and I think yourself, Ollie. I think, well, yourself or Dark-Mark, I think it's a toss-up between you two. I think you two are going to have a really close season. Again, it depends. As long as you're both turning up on a regular basis, then, to be fair to the two of you, actually, if you both turn up on a regular basis, there's no reason you couldn't be in the top 3. But, we'll see. It's really hard to call. Stildy does improve, but doesn't gain any places. So 1:30.6 at the moment in P14. He's got 3 minutes, so he's not going to make it round. Well, he can make it round if he saves his battery. But what I mean is he's not going to be able to get round and pit. Dark-Mark is now on a lap. I haven't done the hilly hot lap yet, so I don't want to risk putting a driver off that may be listening to the commentary and seeing him knocked out, so I'm not going to do a hilly hot lap this late in the session. We'll do it early in the next session instead. I'm just getting on to some of the predictions that have been made today. Ready just to go for a few of them between the sessions. So then, it's a little surprising, well, Dark-Mark, we know from the chat, is he's gone P8 anyway. Dark-Mark, sorry I missed that, 29.8, very nice. Obviously he was late getting a lap in because he had to get his wriggles sorted out and all that sort of stuff before he could get out there. Goomba retires in P14. Pajala is on an outlap and Big D currently on an outlap as well, so, and it looks like Big D is going to be the first to cross the line. Doherty's still out there as well, but as we know, he needed to do the cool down lap. And to be fair, he's done quite well. He's managed to get over 70% of energy. So he's done as well as he could be expected, I think, there. Let's go to Big D then, who's just crossed the line. So at the moment, the target is Doherty Kaka on a 30.675. Big D doing multiple runs. I think you could probably guarantee him that we get through, but always the possibility of a little mistake. Let's hope it doesn't happen. I actually saw it. I don't know if you watched any of the 100% races we did in the off season, but we saw it from Spreader in one of those races. Was it the Brazil race, wasn't it? I think we just got caught out. Thought he was safely through, and wasn't. Got knocked out in Q1. He then coming down towards the final corner. I think the lap itself has looked tidy. He's not pushing too hard, so I think he's going to get through reasonably comfortably. 29.5 puts him in P6 and puts him through to Q2 on, as I say, what looked like a pretty calm lap, comfortable lap. As Cat comes down to the final corner, but I think I just saw that he was well down in sector 2. Let's go to Pajala then, who is improving. He's going to need to see what his time is through sector 2. He does need to find some more time here. So he's off there, but he's 9 tenths up. He's on course to knock Gumba out. Would be a shock to see. Man, he finished 4th place last season in the championship, knocked out in Q1. So now Bajala goes across the line. 130.4, I think that was good enough. I think that puts Pajala out, yeah. Sorry, Pajala P14, so that puts Gumba out, my apologies. And that's Q1 finished. And at the moment, the top 9 drivers are within a second of each other. But there's some outside that top 9 that could definitely go quicker as well. So, but we do lose for the first race, first session of the season. We do lose Dodi Kaka and Gumba. So real shot to lose Gumba, but 17 on the grid for tonight. Well, perhaps starting at the back, they can start on the hards and maybe avoid the carnage going into turn 1, if there is any. But it can be quite common here, so it could be a slight blessing in disguise. The starting at the back around here. So, in a way, let's do a couple of the predictions. So, Spreader was first to make the predictions. So, who will be the season 7 drivers champion? Spreader very humbly going to who he believes is going to be his biggest rival, which is Kami, so Sergeant Kamarov, and who will be most improved from last year. So the driver who improves the most from last year, I'm guessing that's finishes higher in the championship. But I think just generally, all in all, throughout the season, maybe challenges a bit further up the field than what they were maybe last season. Well, Spreader's gone for Robbo Snipes, so that's a nice one to be voted for, to be honest. I like that one. Personal aims for Spreader this year. Well, he's, as much as I'm sure he'd love to retain the Drivers' Championship, he's set his aim to retain the Constructors' Championship with Dark Lord. So I think that's a nice goal for the season. Any other random predictions? Yeah, he says Davis gets his first win, and Dark Lord with his first podium this season. I think both of those things could easily happen. As we said, a lot of pressure going on to Davis, I think, with some of these predictions. Lion, who's unfortunately not with us tonight, he couldn't make tonight, so but he will be on the grid moving forward in the future weeks. But he's predicted also Kamarov to win the Drivers' Championship. Most improved driver, he says, I don't know. I have no idea on that one. Maybe himself, who knows. His personal target for this season is to start picking up podiums. And random predictions, he's going to predict that he gets multiple podiums himself. So we'll see how he goes. He certainly showed in some of the races he's done last season, Lion, that he's got some pace, so it'd be good once he does get on track, hopefully next week. See how he goes. Some of these details of... it looks like Cammy was first out, my apologies. Let's get to him. Those two predictions. We'll move on to a couple more maybe at the end of this session. No, they should turn the stream down. What do you mean? Oh, I see what you mean. I think that was when I was talking about the hilly hot lap, wasn't it? Hilly Whaley. Hello, Mr. Whale, boss man. How you doing? I'm glad to hear your lemonade stand did really well today. Cammy. Just coming up to the end of sector 2. It's everybody's favourite, but maybe, you know, I don't literally mean I'm sure he's not everybody's favourite to win the title, but clearly a big favourite. And I must admit, in my prediction, I said Cammy, it's as he goes fastest, 29.4, 29.8 from Robbo, showing good early pace. Yeah, I just don't rule Master Spread out. Definitely don't rule Master Spread out. He's definitely the most consistent driver on the track. So, when you run a point system like we do in PRF1 now, it does reward the consistent drivers. So, yeah, I think I really am. If they both turn up every week, I really do think it's going to be a seriously tight championship between Kamarov and Spreader. Shrek does a 30.0, goes into P5 for the moment. Obviously targets P10 and up. Spreader goes 29.669, that puts him into P4. Got a Alfa Romeo, so Pajala just coming into the final corner. 130.6 from Pajala, puts in P9, just ahead of Dark Lord for the moment. His operator goes across P11, 30.9. Atkins and the other Alfa Romeo just heading for the line now. There you go. I think he's one to keep an eye on as well. I think he could do. He's another consistent driver, as Atkins. So I think pace-wise, actually, for Atkins, I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but I think pace-wise, actually, where he is now, P9, is probably quite right for him. Right, probably is about where he is pace-wise in the league, but again, he's one of those drivers that tends to, even if he qualified 9th every race over the whole of the season, he will have a net gain of going forward as an average every race, because just pure consistency from him. As we see, Reza's just heading down to the final corner. This man is the one I would like to see commit to racing every week. I know he can, I get it, but I just would like to, as he goes fastest on a 29.2. Nicely done. Those top boys have still got some more time in them just yet. They haven't. They're not showing their true pace at the moment, the top ones. So, he's on his way down to the final corner. I don't think he's gone again. That's... Well, Josh is on his way down to the final corner, and I'll tell you what, Ollie Champ is on an out lap, and he's just behind us, so that sounds good to me for doing a hilly hot lap with Ollie Champ. As Josh opens up the DRS, 29.393 puts in P2 just behind Spreader, but ahead of Cammy. We will go to Ollie, so DRS open down the home straight, heading down to turn 1, down to second normally for turn 1. You've got to be careful getting on the power through turns 2 and 3. Again, Will does love to throw you over to the left hand side coming out of there. Head up to turn 4, quite a late breaker and late apex to get a nice sort of straighter line coming out of the corner to allow you to get onto the power a bit better. A bit too much steering input on the exit and it along with the power, and it will throw you. So you come through the quick left, right, left, and down into the hairpin right. This now takes us up to probably the most difficult corner of the lap. It's hard braking left-hander, but nicely done from Ollie as he opens up DRS once more. This can be a tricky one as well, actually, this corner. You can take this in 4-4-5. Fifth for Ollie. It does help you when you're being in the higher gear to get on the power on the exit. Now, basically, the rule of that corner, the long right-hander there, is don't touch the inside curb. Curb of death. Very important corner, the one we've just gone through. You must get on the power well out of it. And it is a late apex. Down to the final corner, again a late apex, late turn in, to allow you to keep the car straighter for the exit and open up DRS once again across the line. And again, a nice lap from Ollie, goes P3, 29.468. And there was a few little mistakes and little lifts in there that he had to do. So again, Ollie very much got more time in him for the final session. I don't think it's too advisable for people to be retiring on those sorts of times just yet in this session. You just don't know who's used what tyres or anything. It's quite usual for people to use the set of tyres they used in Q1 for their first run in Q2, and it will be a big difference in lap time around Bahrain. So yeah, you don't want to be assuming too much at the moment, I wouldn't have thought. Mr. Well, buzzing with a loanie. It's a great success this afternoon. Now 4 customers? My goodness me. Wow. That is impressive, Mr. Whale. Wait till summer, man. You're going to be absolutely... You're going to have to get more staff in, I think. Get oozers. Get oozers on the lemonade stands with you in the summer. So Shrek's just coming up to the end of Sector 2. Looks like he's bombing it pretty fast. Nicely done. 3/4 of a second up. So he's going to be mixing it with those top 2. He's going to be right on Grez's coattails here. Yeah, goes fastest in fact, so not on his coattails at all, goes fastest with 29.0. And that's exactly what I mean, he's just taken over a second off his previous time. So, exactly what I said. If I was in, even in Grez's shoes, I wouldn't be retiring out of this session just yet, I think. A minute and a half. You can sit there before deciding whether he's going to come back out or not, Greza. So I think he can use that time. So, he's nice through the final corner. Gets to the line. And improves. 29.5. Goes from 13th up to 6th. And Greza does retire from the session, so he does feel it's going to be good enough. Is that a Red Bull on the lap? I jumped off then, I was on somebody. Dark Lord, yeah, so he's next in line. into this left-hander. So you see, he dropped down to third on that one. So I'm just getting a bit of lag on my screen. I think it's because my phone is still on Wi-Fi. So I'm going to turn it off, the Wi-Fi. Not turn the Wi-Fi off, I mean turn my phone off the Wi-Fi so it's on its own data thing. Oh, as Dark Lord does run wide. And as I said, it's probably up there as one of the most important corners on the track. You really have to take the speed down that back straight. We're getting onto the main home straight, and into the pits comes Dark Lord. He's finished for qualifying, so P8 at the moment. He's in trouble. Spreader charging down. I think there's another car in between actually. Yeah, operator's just heading for the line. Actually, I think he's going on to a lap, so let's go back to Spreader. He's just come out the final corner. No, he's on an out lap as well. So he needs something, doesn't he, Spreader? He's in a bit of trouble. There are others on out laps. Big B's also on an out lap. The way his time is there at the moment, Spreader, you'd imagine he's just got to hook a lap together. He doesn't really need to. It's not as if he needs to bomb it round as quick as he can. He's got a clean lap on the board, and he should be fine. Not letting the users anywhere near. Aww, poor users. He'd make Scottish lemonade, wouldn't he? I don't know how that's different from English lemonade. But it's, I don't know, just don't trust it. Comes then. Stick a big lap in. Oh, he's heading for the pits, so he's not happy with it. Operator. Into the pits he goes. Trying to get the Spreader. He crosses the line, improves by 6 attempts, goes P2, never in doubt. Through into Q3 goes. What else we got? This is Pajala. No, he's on an out lap. Yeah, he's going to make it, so he's okay. Let's try to find the car behind him then. Oh, start line. No, he started a lap as well, actually. Apologies. Right. 1-0. Time is up in the session, so they can only complete the laps they are on. If he comes out the final corner, you expect to see him jump up. Yeah, 29.4 puts him P5. Davis, a few attempts up as well. 29.2 goes P4. Kamarov could be in trouble. Kamarov currently P8. Still 3 drivers looking to improve. Robbo does improve, but goes P9. That does mean that Cammy is safe. It does not knock out Dark Lord, though. Master Spread's teammate. And the current Constructor Champions. Who's first? Pajala's first. And he's nicely up. Still needs to find more in the final sector, but on target to gain a couple of places. Goes 29.6. That puts him in P12. Nicely done, Pajala, as Dark Mark leaps up to P9 and knocks out Atkins. Oh, right at the death. Last man across the line. Pips Atkins, and Atkins is going to be the best of the rest, I guess, is starting P11. Robbo hangs on in there. Cammy, who looked like he might be in trouble at one moment, but does get through. Maybe there's some that have done some faster laps there than were expected by some of the top guys. So, Shrek through as fastest, 29.0. Expecting a lot quicker than that for pole, if I'm honest. But we'll see how it go. No, it doesn't always work out, as you expect. So, Spreader through, Greza, Davis, Josh Godwin, Big D, Ollie Champ, Sergeant Kamarov, Dark Mark, and Robbo Snipes are through to Q3. Fortunately, we lose Atkins, Dark Lord, Rapid Pajala, Frozen, and Operator at the end of Q2. Just quickly show the incidents, but nothing there really. Right, okay, let's have another quick look at these predictions then. So who was next? Davis is up next, and Davis thinks this, well, that's a way to sit on the fence, isn't it, Davis? Who will be Season 7 winner? So Drivers' Champion, Spreader or Kamarov? Sit on the fence, mate. Make your mind up. Who will be most improved from last year? Robbo? Oh, I think that's a shape. Your personal aims for this year? Improvement on P10 in the standings. Well, that's fair enough. And at least one race win. So you'd like a race win, but I think the goal really is to sort of improve on last year's P10 in the driver standings. Any other random predictions? A controversial incident between whoever is fighting for the title. So maybe between Master Spread and Kamarov. You know the funny thing there, David? I didn't write that on my predictions, but I was going to. I was actually going to write that and then change my mind. So drivers start coming out. Just get on whoever's first state. Looks like it's Cammy. Details up. We'll do another prediction. So next up in the predictions is Ollie Champ. And Ollie, very to the point on his predictions. He thinks Master Spread's going to win the title again. He thinks Davis is going to be the most improved driver this season. His personal aim is to get a podium or two. I think that is very much within your grasp, Ollie, to be fair. And his other prediction is that Robbo this season will finish in the top 5. I like that. So, Robbo's predictions, Spreader will win this year's season. Davis to be the most improved, with all the Robbo's personal aims for the season, be on the podium at least 4 times this season. So that's a good target. Got 4 podiums, you'll probably be doing pretty well in the title as well. Random predictions will be Spreader and Cammy to collide and double DNF at least once. Wow. There'll be 5 different race winners through the season, and I'll be one of them. As in himself, not me. I'm the commentator, don't be ridiculous. Be me, can it? Right, that's enough for now. Go to the racing is Cammy. There's no doubt towards the end of last season that Cammy was... I think this is the reason why he's so hotly tipped throughout the field to be this year's champion, is because towards the end of last season he was dominating qualifying. Wasn't always getting off to a great start in the races, which seemed to be what could potentially stop him winning a title maybe, but definitely in qualifying he was dominating towards the end of the season without doubt. He was showing extremely good pace. Cammy heading down then towards the final corner. Is this going to be a pole position lap on the first attempt? I think 9 times out of 10 the pole position lap comes from the second attempts. So 28.8 then from Cammy on the first run. I think pole position is going to have to be quicker than that. There we go, Kreza 28.7. 29.1 from Dark Mark. Josh crosses on a 28.8 as well. Oh, let's get to some of these. Somebody else has crossed. Who's the other one? Oh, Shrek's done a 29.2 29.2. Ollie 29.2 as well. Big D then 29.6. Robbo 29.6. Spreader is early on his lap. Davis just heads to the line. There's a 29.6 as well. Last three drivers all 29.6. That's unusual. Spreader last to set a time then. So definitely the most difficult corner on the track. And it's difficult as well if you're in the race when you're... It's not so much if you're following one car, that's not so bad, but if you're at the back of a train of cars, that corner becomes an absolute nightmare. You get that effect of each car tends to have to brake that little bit earlier than the one in front. You can easily get caught out if you're at the back of like a 4 or 5 car train. So, Spreader heads to the line then, and it's a 28.8, puts him P3, just behind Kamarov by 6 thousandths of a second. This is why I said I love Greza to commit to actually doing a season. For us, because those three in particular would be so close, but it looks like Josh could be as well. As they all head into the pits then, ready to get ready for the next run, or last run. Not going to be enough time to do a third run in this session, so just be the 2 runs. And I think pole position will come from the next lot of runs. I don't think Greza's time's going to stand. That's my prediction for now. As we wait for them, should we do another couple of predictions maybe? We'll wait for... Let's do their final little adjustments maybe. Alright, who haven't we done? Or who did we do last? We did Robbo, didn't we? So... Right, Josh Godwin then. So his predictions for the season. He predicts that Spreader will win the title. Most improved he doesn't know, which is fair because he wasn't with us last season. Personal goal, try to attend more than one race, though I doubt. Okay. That's brilliant. Other predictions, what sort of wild predictions for the season, or other prediction, Josh to win Bahrain. Well, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Josh predicts that he is going to win this race. He's not doing too badly at the moment. Trying to get the driver out on track first. That's Shrek. We'll do one more prediction while we're waiting for Shrek to get round. This is Dodi Kaka's predictions for the season. He's gone with also Master Spread to win the title, you know. I think it's pretty even between Spreader and Cammy now. Most improved driver for the season, Robbo Snipes. Dodi's personal aim. Well, he says to get a podium, and there's a couple of laughy faces after. I think it'll be harsh on yourself, Dodi. There's a lot of races, you know. I mean, what's that really famous saying? I think something along the lines of, if you throw enough shit at the wall, something should stick, or something like that. I don't mean it, Dodi. I don't mean it. Don't switch off the stream. Other predictions: Atkins to get a race win. Yeah, I think that's perfectly doable. That's enough of that, because we are coming round to start the first of the... How do I say this? The first of the final runs. It sounded like he had a bit of a lock-up into turn 1, but I didn't... The car didn't look like it was locking up. The way it's handling. Nicely into turn 4. That's a nice turn 4. And yeah, you can tell. I think that's quite often when you watch somebody on a qualifying lap, it's it's not the drivers that are really throwing it around the track that tend to be the fastest. It's the drivers that actually look like they're driving quite slowly in a weird sense, sort of way. Because everything's fully in control. They're controlling the car. They're in control of everything, and so they're not actually losing time by throwing the car around the track too much. This over 3.5 temps up, heading nicely into the 28, so we can just improve a bit more, and he could be on for a really high qualifying. No, why are you going into the pits? Why is he pitted? Nothing happened there that lost him time, surely. Oh, Boshan's joined, so that's one of the drivers. So we're up to 18 for... We're up to 18 for the actual race. I don't understand why Shrek's just pitted. It's really confused me. Yeah, coming around next to start the lap then is Greza. He was genuinely on for... Nothing happened in that final sector that just lost him 3.5 temps, surely. I'm really taken aback by that. I don't understand why he's just pitted. I don't know if he's listening to the stream, he might be able to shed a bit of light on it, but... No, wait, Greta, let's go through turn 4. Very nice. Speed. Again, it's like I said, isn't it? It's very calm. Into the right-hander. Said earlier on the hot lap, it's only one rule through that right-hander, is don't touch the inside curb. And this looks perfect from Greza. Can he find a bit more time and nip into the 27s? I think he's just going to miss out on the 27, but it's going to be a low 28. Yeah, 28.2. Greza fastest. And honest truth, I think we've literally just seen the whole of the pole position lap. Don't think that's going to be beaten. Rollo comes down to the final corner. It's the RS line, here it comes. 29.0, puts in P5 for the moment. Who's that coming around behind him? I got to find him. It was Spreader, 28.6 from Spreader. Who's this? Davis, 7 temps up. Heads into the 28s, 28.7. That puts a P3 from Davis. Very nice lap. Cammy through the final corner. He's really close to Greza. It's going to be tight. 28.1. Kamarov takes pole position. I was wrong. Somebody did beat it. That's a great lap from Cammy. So Josh finishes P5. Dark Mark heads to the line. I think it was P6. Yep, P6. That's a good qualifying from Dark Mark. We'll do the actual order. Not 100% sure where they came, but yeah, Kamarov top then. Brilliant lap to pip Greza at the end. I thought Greza had done it with a 28.2, but 28.1 takes it from Kamarov. 28.2 Greza Spreader on a 28.6. Yeah, he's got a bit of catching up to do by the looks of it. Davis, 28.7, brilliant P4. Josh, P5 on a 28.8. predicts he's going to win this race. We'll see if he can do it from P5. Mark 28.9 puts in P6. Robbo 29.0 P7. Ollie P8. Shrek 9 and Big D P10. Just those two little warnings and validations. So not too much in terms of warnings. Well, that sets us up pretty nicely, I've got to say. You can certainly see now why people are predicting Davis to do so well. What a brilliant P4 from him. To qualify ahead of Josh Godwin is very, very good. So fair play to Davis on that. Big D. Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you, Big D. I feel a bit mean, but I'm not going to disagree. It's I've seen you do a lot better. Let's put it that way. But I'm sure throughout the season you'll be up near the top plenty of times. So that was actually really tight in the end. The top guys just pulled out that little bit extra time, but other than that, the field was pretty close, particularly at the end of Q2. Right, guys, the shout's gone out to say that we will be going at 9:29, so that's just 3 minutes away, and I definitely need another coffee to keep me awake, so I'm going to go grab another coffee. I'll be back shortly in time for the formation lap. See you in a minute. Right, guys, I'm back and ready. It is 29, so I think we're just waiting for the shout to go out. While we're just waiting for that, let's do a few more of these prediction things. I'm next. My prediction then was Kamarov to win the Drivers' Championship. Most improved from last year, I think, will be Operator. Third, what was this one? My personal lames. Well, I'm a commentator, so my personal lane for this season is just to continue gaining knowledge of how to improve my streams, and also if I could hit 300 followers, that'd be awesome. And any other predictions for the season? A new Constructors Championship champion, and Big D to finish in the top 3 in the Drivers' Championship. So my other things. Next up was Kamarov. So he says, I'm not going to be gracious and say that spread. I'm going to predict me for the Drivers' Championships. Cammy picks himself. Most improved, he says, will be Davis or Atkins. His own personal goal, no splitting hairs on this, is to win the championship. Other predictions for the season, he says, has to win the Constructors. Dordy Kaka to get a podium, and Davis to get a win. So quite interesting. Their formation lap is up. We'll do one more. This one's from Boshan. Season 7 winner, he thinks, will be Kamarov. Who will be the most improved from last year? He thinks it's going to be our Greek friend Tassos. Unfortunately not racing tonight, he had to put on late on, he's not very well, so wish him all the best. I hope you're not listening now, Tassos, because I know you're not well. If you do watch it back, do wish you all the best, buddy, and hope you're on track next week. Personal aims for this year: drive at least 50% of the races and get enough points for P5 in a championship. Well, at least drive a bit more than 50% of the races to do that. Any other random predictions? On average, we will see less than 3 clips per race. So he's talking about incidents. So a random prediction of Boshan's is that we will have less than 3 clips of incidents per race as an average spread across the season. Like that. We do hope it's like that. Obviously, racing like this, you're bound to have incidents. It does happen. It's just part of it, unfortunately. The key to it is don't lose your head when it does happen. That's if you get annoyed, maybe just walk away from the Xbox or whatever you're playing on. Just walk away for 5 minutes and come back, calm down. Right then. Right, let's have a quick look at tyres. Who starts on what? Right, okay, we got a little Grezza starting on the hards in P2. Cammy, Spreader and Davis all starting on the mediums. Then Josh and Mark have gone for the hards. Then a whole load of mediums from P7 all the way down to P14. Operators gone for the hards. Gumba and Dordy on the mediums. Maybe rather unusually for Bahrain, Boshan's gone for soft tyres. On the other hand, Boshan's pretty quick, so I guess he's doing that to help him get through the grid a bit at the on the first stint. Come up to the start of the race then. Just waiting for the guys at the back. I don't think it's going to give us a best of angles here, guys, so I think maybe if we go on board, as the lights start coming on, you can see who we're on board with. And out go the lights, and away we go. And it looks like Master Spread did his usual awesome start, and up into the lead he goes. Absolutely flew off the line. I don't know how he does it. Every single week he does that. I don't, if he was getting it once in at 1 and 3, getting a launch like that, I'd understand, but he does it every week. It's incredible. We do have a yellow flag. There is a driver round at the back. It's Frozen, who's been the unfortunate one to have an incident at turn 1. Just seeing if there's any damage to his front wing. I can't see anything. Looks like he's got both end plates, so I think, in the most part, we've got... I was about to say we got through okay, but it looks like... operator, if you're listening, reset to track. Reset to track. Good lad. He was beached and stuck there. He would have got disqualified if he didn't do that. So, it's the only time that you're actually allowed to do that. If you just... To get back to track, normally you just have to recover the car to track, but... if you're beached and you can't move it, then yes, do use the reset to track. Always a good idea. I mean, that's been caught on stream, so it's there in a way, but always a good idea to clip that yourself, just in case you get asked about it. Right, so everybody really tight at the moment. Obviously no DRS, so until lap 3. Grezzy's just struggling a bit to hold on to the front two, but I really can. It takes my breath away sometimes with those starts. I don't know how he does it. I really don't. I had a 100% race last night around Austria, and I got pole position and deliberately started on the softs because I'm a notoriously bad starter. Deliberately started on the softs to try and get off the line well, and still started really badly and ended up 4th by turn 1. And if you know Austria, you know it's it's only a short run to turn 1. Oh, terrible starter. Anyway, see fighting, and Davis has gotten ahead of Greza for P3, so interesting. But Big D look up to P5. He's up 5 places already. Brilliant start from Big D. Who else has had a great start? We know Spreader did. Ollie up a couple of places as well. Davis up to 1. Atkins up 3. Good start. But Dordy Kaka is actually the one who's launched brilliantly. He's up 6 places. From 17th to 11th, so superb from Dordy. Josh has had a tough time, down 7. Boshan up 5. So another great launch there as well. I think overall, because of where he started and where he is now, I think Big D probably takes the plaudits for the best start. Although it is hard to take it away from Spreader when we got such a good view watching from Davis's car. You actually saw him, didn't you? He just launched forward. It's just unbelievable. So DRS is now enabled, and Davis is just trying to get within the 1 second so he gets DRS. He didn't have it there, and he's just outside the 1 second. It's so tight. Robbo Snipes is into the pits, so something's occurred for him. Into the pits he comes, and just have a quick look. And he's gone onto the hard tyres, so may try to recover it by doing a hell of a long stint to the end of the race. It's something you could do while the rest of the field is so close together. And there's likely to be other incidents occurring, so I'm just going to nip down to Boshan, who is making a move for P10 at the inside of Dordy Kaka. And that move is done nicely. Plenty of room left from Dordy. Didn't challenge it too much. I think he knew it's probably a bit inevitable. Dordy has now got his teammate on the back of him. He may not want to hold his teammate up too much. It's just a bit difficult for Dordy at the moment because he's starting on the medium tyres. His teammate started on the hards. So at the moment... Oh! Big spin from Boshan. That just completely went on him. Really sudden, that. That probably took him as some surprise. He's not going to do anything to keep frozen behind. He can't bear it. It's a real shocker. Oh no, the 2 Mercedes. Oh, the 2 Mercedes have had contact, and I definitely saw something. Some carbon fibre or something. And, well, it's not on Josh's car, and it's not on Dordy's car. I think somebody else. Is it Gumba? I definitely saw something, unless it was one of the like speed sign things that I saw. No, Gumba seems to have both end plates. Invariably, if you see a bit of carbon fibre going around, it does tend to be an end plate, so... Yeah, no, I'm not sure. I definitely saw something now, but say maybe it was a speed sign or something like that that they hit into. Okay, Clappy, no worries. Buddy, thank you for tuning into the stream note. It's absolutely fine. We all got things like that that always come above the racing, buddy, so don't worry about that. And here comes Gumba then to make a move on Dodi Kaka. So, race 1 of the season, and we've got a coming together between two teammates. Hopefully, they'll see sense and just let it go. First race of the season. Just let it go. Just put it down to a bit of rustiness, maybe, as Boshan comes in for a new set of softs. In fact, he started on the softs. He's going on to a new set of softs. And Boshan didn't make qualifying. He had to join late. He couldn't get there in time, so had to start from the back of the grid. Sorry, just we haven't been out there for a little while. We head back up to the top. So our front two still battling away. So look though, it's one thing that does impress me with Spreader, you know, when he's driving. He really does look after his ERS really, really well. Oh, Pajala's dropping. Something's occurred there on the final corner. He's been off track. And he's dropped down to P15 as Greza gets ahead of Davis. It's into turn 4. So maybe an equal sign there that maybe the hards are already beginning to come back towards us a little bit. Maybe becoming a bit quicker than the mediums already, perhaps. I would have thought it was a little bit early for that, actually. I would have thought it would be another 2 or 3 laps before that would occur, but you do forget, actually, that Bahrain can be quite a high wear track, actually. So, well, I was really quite surprised to see Boshan start on the softs. I understood the ideal deal behind it for Boshan. He's down at the back. He's one of the quicker drivers on the track, and he's obviously having to start down the back, so I get it. I get that you might want to stick a set of softs in to help you get through the field. Then you pit early. Then the idea of making up the time while you've got a nice clear track ahead of you. It's right. Davis just looking like he's dropping off the back a little bit, and Grez is definitely catching the 2 ahead. So as he sets fastest lap of the race. Brilliant lap from Greza as he looks to get within DRS range of Kamarov, and he's going to do that. He's very happy to use his ERS in order to do that, actually. It's almost like a shark smelling blood in the water. Greza can smell the engine fuel ahead of him. He's off after Kamarov. I think we should start a petition in the Discord, guys. Get on Discord, start a petition to get Greza to be a weekly driver. I know he likes to be able to go out on a Friday night, and I know he works sometimes as well, which is always a problem. I don't know what he does exactly, but actually on my screen now, I don't know if it came up on the stream, but it looked like Cammy was losing it then. It turned out just a bit of lag on my end. But, Big D is getting close to the back of Davis now. That's a Davis. This is a really good showing start of the season, and really showing why his name was mentioned so many times in the predictions as being the guy who's going to be the most improved, or you definitely pick up 1 win throughout the season, that sort of thing. Shan. So they're back on those softs, setting fastest lap. It's already very close to the back of Robbo. Not having such a nice start to the season. Obviously, something occurred earlier on to him, and he's had to pit to hard tyres right at the start of the race. That's if he's going to try and push that stint out to the end of the race to get him some hard-earned points today. It's going to be a long stint, a long way for Robbo. Even the hards don't particularly like this track, even they wear quite quickly. So, look at the moment as Davis moves to the inside to break the toe. He then moves back across to the racing line, which he's allowed to do. Big D wasn't anywhere near being alongside, so he's allowed to make that move. Atkins gets ahead of Shrek. P8. Doesn't look like Shrek's going to be able to come back towards him at that point. So, just to show you Greza, he is right on the gearbox of Kamarov now. For me, if Greza could stick this, if he can stay this close, and, well, the other important thing being, he really needs there to be no safety cars here. Or at least he really needs no safety cars before the medium tyre guys pit. That's the only problem in my mind. I'd much prefer to start on the hard tyres like Grez has done, personally. Just a personal preference, but it is the problem with starting on the hards. If a safety car comes out, a lot of the tracks, if you're starting on softs or mediums, if a safety car comes out around about lap 5, you can generally stick a set of hards onto the end. That's the problem. And as the guy that started on the hards, you've still got to pit later in the race. So sticking with this at the moment, because looking through the field, it is our closest battle, although there are some others going, as Big D has gotten ahead of Davis. It's still really tight. That was done up into turn 4, so there's no immediate chance to take that position back. Next opportunity for Davis would be around this corner, but I think it looks to me like Big D's managed to maybe get ahead enough that we can defend this. So the real next opportunity will be the pit straight. So they are both on medium tyres, so I don't think Davis is going to be particularly interested in just giving up on this at the moment. Obviously, you could look to... Sometimes, in a way, it can be better to be the car behind in this situation at this point of the race, because looking like these two are going to be fighting for 4th place unless something was to occur to one of the cars ahead, but by being the car behind, you can react to what the driver in front is doing pit stop wise. Is he going to run out of tarmac, or is he going to get alongside? It's going to be close. He is alongside by the time he brakes. Does he make the corner? He does indeed. And they're still side by side. Oh, there's a little contact! And it shoved Big D off. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's not good. We only had the broadcast cam, so, and we were quite a way away from it, to be fair, so I can't for a second make any aspersions, because we just couldn't see from the camera angle we had at that point. But obviously all they could do is clip it and look to submit that to the stewards later on if they feel that there was something amiss. As Greza gets through against Kamarov. So if you needed any suggestion at all But those mediums are really beginning to go. There it is. Obviously, Grez is a very fast driver as well, so that's, you know, it's not all because of tyres. It is because Grez is a fantastic driver as well. But I think these mediums are basically cooked now. Might see one or two more laps. I wonder if Kamarov's going to compete. Yeah, I thought he might. Kamarov is effectively here going for the undercut. So, I can't blame him for that. I think that was a smart move, having seen Grez get ahead of him. React immediately. So... There is Cam. He's so important now. Where is he going to come out? There is a car cut. Yeah, there is a car coming down. I thought there was. I thought I could see something. I think that's really important. He's gotten out ahead of Frozen Dark Lord there, and he's come out into a huge, absolute huge space ahead of him on track. He's 15 seconds to the next car. Couldn't ask for a better area of the track to come out on. He may come under a bit of pressure from Frozen here. Obviously, Frozen is trying to defend the Alpine, and the last thing he needs is a car ahead of him on brand new hard tyres, trying to get him up to temperature and getting in the way. He won't mind the DRS help, I'm sure. Just going to get here. Quite truthfully, Kamarov could be in trouble of losing a place here. It's hard for him to get away through the corners because his tyres are probably only just getting into a more workable temperature. Spreader has reacted, by the way, and pitted. So is Davis. Just looks like Cammy did manage to get away a little bit right at the end of the lap, so there we have it. Okay, so Frozen pitted in a way, as it was. Where are we then? So Spreader is out. Well, Cammy seems to have lost a lot of time on his out lap. Is that because he was being put under pressure? That is Spreader ahead, so the gap is seriously coming down quickly between the two, but for me, I genuinely think all this is playing into Grez's hands. I really do. He's not going to be pitting for probably another 4 or 5 laps yet. Maybe even 5 or 6 laps. But, I think he's playing into his hands. Anyway, do we have any on-track battles at the moment? Oshan is pretty close as Shrek comes into the pits from P3. So, no heroics here. He is definitely not going to come out ahead of Spreader or Cammy. His battle wasn't with them. Just going up to the pit exit now, and it looks like, yeah, Davis has just snuck ahead. But in fact, Davis has only just gotten ahead of Shrek. Shrek's extra lap seems to have gained him quite a bit of time. I think he's going to come under a bit of attack here. Sorry, I just moved off of Bosjan, and I think he just got the overtake done. But no, actually, it didn't. He just nipped ahead of a car that was coming out of pits, and now he's got the overtake done. So the reason I moved to Ollie anyway is because Shrek has just come out of pits, and he's now going to have to try and defend this from Ollie. He's going to be vulnerable right up to the end of this lap, effectively. The Kamarov, it seemed to be when they were coming around the fast right-hander. So the corner after this. Seemed to be where the tyres were starting to click in a bit. But Ollie ultimately knows what he's got to do. He's got to pick up the slipstream. He's got to use his energy down this straight to keep him close enough to the Red Bull that he can make a move on this main straight. Picks up DRS. So Shrek goes defensive to the inside. Ollie will look to go around the outside, side by side into turn 1. Ollie did get far enough ahead, he was able to do that and under the braking. So, and it looks like Shrek's just lost another place to Atkins. He got out of shape coming out of turn 2 and Atkins has nicked by. So that, in the end, has cost Shrek 2 places. And Ollie will now look to see if he can make any sort of indent into that lead that Davis has got, just over 3 seconds. So this is now Shrek on the back of Atkins. Looks to recover that position if he can. Just realised actually, Shrek is our only cross-play player tonight. Actually unusual, we've usually had quite a few, but Shrek is on PlayStation, everybody else on Xbox. So we've just gone past the halfway point of the race, and guys out the front are looking so strong. Moment. Grez has still got a 23-second lead over Spreader. Sorry, I've done it again. I've moved off of them and... Sorry. I noticed something on the leaderboard and wanted to show you, but yeah, anyway, pretty basic down into turn 1, and Atkins is going to come back at Shrek. He moves to the inside up into turn 4 and retakes the position. So nicely done by both drivers there. Nicely done from Shrek getting ahead into turn 1, but on his toes was Atkins to retake the position going up into turn 4. As we get a first yellow flag. I'd looked down at where that yellow flag came out. I've got absolutely no idea. Everybody just drove through there like normal. So I've no idea what that yellow flag was for. I think it was something to do with Gumba. Maybe he just ran off track a little bit. Well, the front 2 are in. So Greza and Dartmark into the pits. Dartmark quietly getting on with it, and he's not doing bad at all. So Greza is out ahead of them. Obviously, he's got to get these mediums up to temperature, but you'd think, well, this is a masterclass from Greza. He's going to have to defend like a lion here against Spreader for the first about half a lap or so. But you'd think if he gets the tyres up to temperature, there's not likely to be a lot that anyone could do about it, and that is... that's Shrek. That's always round again. So those tyres look like they're maybe a tad lit up now. At least to get that done. But let's get back to that battle because it's so important in terms of the race victory here. Now, Greza, I know you guys couldn't hear him at the start of the stream, but Greza said to me, I'll speak to you on the podium interviews. I said to him, I was trying to, I didn't pick up on it, but he said to me I was trying to relay confidence that I'm going to definitely be on the podium. So there won't be any podium interviews tonight, guys, because the fact that you couldn't hear Spreader at the start means it's not working, so it's not going to work. But you would think now that Greza has got those mediums up to temperature, within a workable temperature range, you would expect him to start pulling away a bit. Now, he may not be able to pull away for the whole stint. There may be a point later on where the hards come back at him a bit, but I just wonder, can Spreader and Cammy keep him honest and keep within the second? It's going to be difficult. You would feel that if at any point Greza, which he's just done, I was going to say if at any point he does break the 1 second gap to Spreader, that you would think that's going to be it pretty much, because it's really hard to know how Spreader and Cammy are going to be able to come back at him. The tyre difference. That's the advantage of starting on the hards, you see, is when the guys pit off the mediums, they've got to get those hards up to temperature, so you actually still end up having a couple of laps where your worn hards are actually still better. And of course, when you pit to mediums, they don't take anywhere near as long to heat up as the hards. So it's the gamble you take, pretty much. The gamble being that when you start on hards, there's a much bigger window for a safety car to go against you. But when it doesn't go against you, like tonight, it works. There's no doubt about that. It's got to be the quickest strategy, in my opinion. But Robbo, by the way, had to pit onto those hards really early on. I have no idea if he's going to try and push them to the end and pick up points that way, or whether he's going to have a pit start. The problem is, if he pits, he's going to fall so far down. So far, he may actually fall all the way to the back, and it's going to be hard for him to make up ground. I think for him to pick up points tonight, or decent points, I think he's got to try and make it to the end if he can, or maybe just keep staying out and to go to the end. Basically, like you're going to the end, but you know, you're hoping for a safety car, basically. It appears something occurred for Dark Lord there. It's most close battle, and just looking back up at the top, Greza's already pulled out 2.5 seconds. So it's a bit of a masterclass this from Greza. Maybe he looked around him and saw the colour tyre that everybody else around him was on and thought, well, I'm going to go the opposite. If they're all going mediums, so I'm going to go hards. Or maybe it was a predetermined thing. Oh, as Dark Lord gets out of shape. I do it to you, having a car just ahead of you, dirty air, and a turn like that really can affect your car. Yes, PC is allowed, Clappy. Yeah, it don't matter what you're on, buddy. We allow crossplay. It's just a bit unusual tonight that we've only got the wrong one crossplay player. That's unusual. We usually got sort of 4 or 5. It's just gonna take the opportunity, I think, as Big D gets ahead of Robbo. Obviously, Big D recovering from the crash earlier with Davis, and just to say, yeah, Dark Mark is what a stint his first stint was. He's in P4, genuinely in P4 now, having made his stop. He's up 2 places from where he started. He started P6, and of course he's on the mediums, so very much like Greza, you'd expect that he's going to be able to push out and defend that. Dark Mark's a very clever driver. Smart. Pretty much the same mould as Greza and the same style, but obviously Greza's just got that bit of extra pace, and it's not a huge amount, it's just a bit each lap that adds up throughout the race. As Dark Lord gets past Robbo. Well, I said that Robbo needs to stay out, and I'm now not sure about that, if I'm honest. If he stays out, it's Goomba, really, who's currently P14. Frozen's not really his battle, Goomba is, because Goomba's 6.5 seconds behind, so it's going to be whoever Robbo. That still scores points, remember, in PRF1, so... It's, no, he is coming in. I don't blame him. He was clearly starting to lose a lot of time, so I think those hard to cut. And say though, the problem is, I think he comes out last behind everyone. I don't think. Yeah, he's definitely. Look, he's still in the grid slot. Sorry, the pit box. And God, he wasn't in the grid slot. Somebody would have run into him. Yeah. He's got a lot of driving to do now, as Robbo. He's got, well, 9 laps, effectively, to somehow turn this around for himself. He has gone to medium tyres, not softs, which is probably the right thing. 9 laps softs at Bahrain, they'd be pretty dead by the end of that. So, I mean, the fastest way to do 9 laps around here probably is on a set of mediums. As Cammy goes to the outside of Master Spread. Running so close to each other throughout. And this is going to be a safety car. We've lost Bajala. Can you believe that? Kamarov gets ahead just as the safety car comes out. Just before the safety car. Well. You wouldn't believe it. It's... Where is he? He was back there. It was at the big left-hander. It must have been because Robbo just nips ahead of him. Well, I guess this is music to Robbo's ears, really, but not to anyone else. Oh, Greza's in a... What a nightmare. What an absolute pain this is for Greza. What does he do? Does he come in and go to softs, or does he stay out? I wish I could help you, Greza. I've no idea which you should do, quite frankly. Gap to 4th place is 15 seconds. And that 4th place driver is Dark Mark, so he potentially could stay out. He's on the mediums, just like Greza pitted the same lap. What does Greza do? He opts to pit. Cammy follows him in. Spreader follows him in. What about Dark Mark? He could take the lead of the race. No, he's gonna pit. I honestly thought he might take the lead of the race there. I say, well, do you know what? It's worth a go. I'd have been with him on that. I think it would have been worth a go. Not likely he'd have fallen further down than P4 in a way. I don't know. He's... Obviously, I can't see the wear on the tyres. I don't know how worn they were. Perhaps they were already over 20%. Starting to feel it a bit. And might have been over 30% by the time he got going. As in a way... Worried about Pajala, unfortunately, but our man who finished 4th in the championship last season, not off to the start he would have liked this season, but long way to go, Pajala. Very early days. In a way, I guess the irony for Pajala there is that his 4th place last season came from consistently finishing races and starts the season with a DNF, which would have been one of the drivers in the field you'd almost bet your house on not DNFing, but just the way it goes, I guess. DNFs come for all of us at some point. For one, I'm a driver that prides myself actually on the fact that I don't DNF very much, but you know, sometimes there's nothing you can do. Sometimes they occur. like getting smacked into turn 1 or something like that. You can't do anything about those. You just gotta sort of say, well, it wasn't my night tonight, and look forward to the next week instead. Well, the biggest thing to mention here really is the fact that Greza, Spreader, Dartmark and Davis have all pitted to medium tyres. Cammy had a set of softs that he could pit to, so that's pretty substantial and may well give him the chance to win this race. It wouldn't surprise me if by the time the safety car comes in, if he already picks up about 12 to 14% wear on those softs, just driving around behind the safety car. It's ridiculous how quick they go, but obviously there is, well, the end of this lap there will be 5 laps remaining, so I'm just looking down at where the last car is. So the last car at the moment is Dodi Kaka. He's just entered the pits. He's just gone into his pit box. I think, no, he's still heading down to his pit box, isn't he? So he's in the Mercedes, who's towards the end of the garage. Oh no, he had been in. Sorry, my apologies. Been in and come out again. Yeah, sorry, it's the other way around, isn't it? He's near the front, not right near the end. It's yeah, I'm just looking at where he is and where the safety car itself is. It's going to be really difficult for him to catch up quick enough that it brings the safety car in this lap. Ultimately, he's one of the drivers that would like it to come in this lap. But, just looking at penalties, just the 4 drivers with penalties at the moment. All of them 3 seconds. So that's a good start to the season in that sense. Josh has got 3 seconds. Operator's got 3 seconds. I'm currently running P9, by the way, Operator. What a superb start. I assume that's because he stayed out. I'll take another look at the tyres in a moment. 3 seconds for Goomba, currently in P14, and 3 seconds for Dodi Kaka. So as you can see, if the safety car was coming in, it would have told us already. So it will be doing another lap. Greza won't mind. Greza won't mind whatsoever. So that means we will get going next lap because Dodi is just coming down to the final corner, so he's going to be on the back of the safety car very quickly. Although Boshan has just pitted, which, yeah, obviously he never did any laps in qualifying, so he's got loads of sets of softs to use. So why not? He's done 3 laps on those softs. He may as well get a new set on, hasn't he? It's only one place with his drops, so yeah, I think. Yeah, and again, he will catch the safety car really easily, so we're definitely coming in this lap. So we're going to have 4 racing laps to go. 26, 27, 28 and 29. Before anybody sends me any nutter letters or mad letters saying, how'd you say 4 laps to go when it was lap 26 out of 29? You've got to count the one you're on, pal. You've got to complete that lap before it clicks over. Believe me, I do get nutter letters. I get mad letters off of mad people telling me I've said something wrong, or, you know, I said it was 10 minutes to the hour when it was actually 8 minutes to the hour or something like that. I get mad letters, particularly from oozers in Wales. They send me insane letters all the time. So, I'm going to go the end of this lap. When will Greza go? When would you go? I'm always a little bit... I'm so... Because I'm not exactly used to leading on a safety car restart, I'm always a little bit lost. When shall I go? When shall I go? I'm always a little bit lost as to when I can go, because I do know the rules, but... through the final corner. And away he goes then. And he actually does seem to have caught Kamarov. And so does Spreader. I think that Kamarov's soft tyres are going to gain him a grip back to stay ahead though. They are side by side. Well, if this is the sort of racing we're going to get between the two drivers that many think are our championship rivals for the season, bring it on. We'll happily watch this every race. I did just notice that Josh has had a spinner sump and he's dropped down to the back. It's Josh Godwin. Really glad to see him on the grid this season, Josh, and I hope that I really do hope that you do turn up often, Josh, because really great to see you on the track, buddy. As Ollie gets ahead of Atkins, and Big D drops down as well. Oh, it's turning into one of those nights, isn't it, for Big D? So unfortunate. Looks like it was on the big left-hander. At the moment, Spreader still retains the lead over Kamarov, but it's Greza that's actually just nipped out of the 1 second gap to Spreader. I think really Spreader knows as oh my word, they came very close to contact there. I'm sure Spreader knows that Greza winning this race doesn't really matter because Greza's reserving, so technically it's just a great result for AlphaTauri to start the season. Well, in terms of Greza, not so great for Robbo tonight, but he's been unlucky, hasn't he, Robbo, to be fair. And we've got a spinner at sector 1. It looks like it's Bosjan. So in 1, 2 and 3. Josh already back up to P14, so he's back in scoring points. And oh, Bosjan's left the session. Don't do that, Bosjan. Come on. So Cammy ahead of Master Spread. Sorry, amongst all that, I've missed that. That's occurred somewhere. You would think that Kamarov with his soft tyres will be able to bridge that gap now to Greza, or at least extend a lead over Spreader. But ultimately, as I said, the Greza winning this race doesn't really matter. The battle really is between Kamarov and Spreader here. You know, if you're someone like Dark Mark here, if you finish P4, that's the equivalent of picking up a podium for the drivers today, because say unless Greza suddenly changes his mind and says, do you know what, I am going to take a full-time seat, I don't think he's likely to do that, but Wally get really close to Davis' backside there. It's a nice little battle to hopefully take us to the end. In all fairness, this battle's right the way through. Pick any of them. This looks like he's having a little go here. Davis trying to nick that P4 off of Dark Mark. No tyre advantage, this is a pure exact match. Identical machinery, it's equal power performance, so it is identical machinery. Both using the same tyres. So it's, I guess, one driver against the other, one setup against the other setup. So just going to nip down. We got an overtake going on here. This is Shrek on the outside of Dark Lord to take P8, and nicely done. And no silly attempt of taking the position back from Dark Lord. Very nice to see. Operator and Dodi Kaka having a good battle as well. As Operator holds on to P12 there. Davis is mightily close. And well, in fact, Ollie's gotten ahead of Davis, so we're on the final lap of the race. Is there anything that Ollie can do here? As I said, that fourth place is effectively the same as taking a podium tonight in the drivers. Greza is going to do it as a reserve for AlphaTauri and get them off to a great start to the season. It's just one of those battles that I don't really want to take my eyes off of this one. It's going to go to the line. I've got to go to Greza as he crosses the line for victory in Bahrain. Kamarov in P2. Master Spread takes P3. And to the line then, Dark Mark P4, Ollie P5, Davis 6, Atkins 7, Shrek 8, Dark Lord 9, Frozen in 10. Lots of little changes going on. As we're getting further down, I'll confirm the rest of the standings. Obviously, just a reminder, we can't do any... Frozen receives the games driver today. I'll take a look and let you know who I think my driver today will be this evening, but so when the standings come up, obviously I'll confirm them. But yeah, just remember, no, there won't be any driver interviews this week or podium interviews this week. As I say, we know from Greza joining me in comms at the start of the race to do a few things. The fact that you couldn't hear him on stream means it's not working, so we went through all the settings together and we've got everything set right. So the only thing we can think is that I'd need to, maybe with the changes that Twitch have done recently, maybe I need to reinstall it again. I say again because I've done loads of times previously. Yeah, I think there's great racing out there tonight, Big D. I think there's always going to be little things going on. I think it was just unlucky to be your night for some of the things that happened. Grez also got fastest lap as well for AlphaTauri. Where did I get down to? I think Shrek P8, Dark Lord P9, Frozen 10, Big D 11, Josh P12, Robbo P13, Operator in 14, Dodi Kaka 15, Gumba 16, Boshan 17, maybe classified, I'm not too sure, disappeared at the end. Race Director, oh goodness me, I'm not going to get all the instants in, am I? Oh yeah, I basically did. Yeah, anything like that, Ollie, make sure you've clipped it, submit it. If you feel it was something that affected your race, if you feel like they were doing something untoward, just clip it and submit in a tip. Well, you know the score, you've been doing it long enough, you know what to do. But yeah, there was a few things out there, guys, as there always is every single race. But all in all, it was a really good race, really good season opener. I thoroughly enjoyed that. And like I said during the race, I hope it's like this every week because the racing was superb on the whole. You'll never get a race where everybody is at a perfect race that nothing's gone wrong on. There's always something, but there we go. Well done, obviously, to Greza, top man. You won it. It's you bossed it. To be quite honest, I was very impressed. Yeah, you showed him how to do it, mate. Yeah, awesome. But it's 1-0 Kamarov in terms of the Kamarov spreader battle, and my word, as I say, if they're going to be battling like that every week for us, it's going to be awesome. Can't wait for that. What I'm basically saying is I'll be back again next week. I'll be coming again. I'm going to pay the entry fee again. Right, guys. In terms of that, obviously we'll be back same time next week. For myself, I'm back on Sunday at 6 p.m. For Wheelspin Racing League. I'm then back at 8 p.m. for hybrid racing F1, and so it's a double stream, back to a double header on a Sunday from 6 p.m. Other than that, PRF1, awesome showing for the first race of the season. I really do look forward to a lot more of that. Um, so not a lot more I could say. So I think, yeah, guys, and as always on my streams, as I always like to say at the end, thank you to everybody that's watched live with me. I know there's been plenty of you out there, so thank you to all of you that watched live with me and kept me company and etc. And thank you to everybody that watches the stream back at a later point as well. I really appreciate it. And again, all the leagues that I do the commentary for all appreciate it as well. So thank you very much to all of you. As I say, I will be back on Sunday at 6 p.m. and we'll be back for PRF1 at 8:30 next Friday. If you bear with me 1 second, I will just have a quick look at what track it is. If I can find it quickly enough. Oh, where is it? Calendar, where's calendar? I'm not sure there is a calendar. What about on the standings? There ain't any standings, Craig. It's the first race of the season. Hang on, I'm on the app, Formula Game Companion. Here we go. I forgot about this. Let's go on to this. You watch it take ages now. That's PRF1, Season 7. Right, excellent. There we go. We are at Spain next week. Apparently the app has now got adverts on it. Excellent. Right, okay. So yeah, we're at Spain next week, which I'm really pleased to see. That is another superb track for racing. So really look forward to that. But keep in your diary for the week after that, we are at Monaco. For round 3 after Spain. So, in a way, guys, thank you ever so much to all of you. Good night. God bless. Enjoy your weekends. And I'll see you Sunday if you fancy tuning in. Good night.